Welcome to our fourth lesson. Today we will meditate for 13 minutes and we will also do the writing assignment. Now, before I begin my lesson, again, if you did not do the writing assignment, please stop, go back to the lesson 3, do the writing assignment, sleep on it, and come back. Right? There's no shortcuts. We have to do the work. Otherwise, we're not going to progress. Now, today we're doing a 30-minute meditation, and your experience while meditating and what you experience while meditating will vary from person to person. Now, whether you're doing perfectly according to you, or whether you're doing horribly according to you, it doesn't matter, right? The number one thing that you need to understand and keep in mind is that be kind to yourself when you're meditating. Don't expect anything. Don't beat yourself up when something's not going well. There's no one perfect in this world. And the writing assignment will talk about something like this. But you often hear people say, approach things with love, and but let's think in practical terms. For example, let's say you're having an argument with someone, and it doesn't matter what the end goal of the argument is, right? Convert them to your side or whatever. What do you think is, let's say if you want to convert them to your side, be that political argument, and which is probably not a very smart idea to begin with, but so what do you think would be easier to convert them to the easier way to convert them to your opinion? So let's say, for example, you approach it with anger and you just scream out your opinions. You speak, or you talk over each other. You don't even, as they, because if you notice, most when you talk, you're talking to someone and you're saying something, you already can see their lips moving because they're already preparing the answer. They're not even listening to you. They're just planning in their head what are they gonna say next, right? So the chances of you converting anyone to your opinion is pretty much zero. What's gonna happen? You'll just scream at each other, and you'll come out of this, you know, no better or worse. You'll probably hate each other even more, and that's the end of it. Or option two, just pause thinking in your mind, right? Formulating your next opinion. Just pause and listen to what they say. Doesn't mean you have to agree with it. Just listen. Truly listen. And just empty your mind and just listen to what are they saying. Don't attach any emotions to what they're saying. Don't label it. The key here, do not label. And the mindfulness, the term you hear so often, and meditation when they intersect is basically, if you just when you go outside, or you go to work or you go to school or whatever you do, right? Notice that you don't look at things as they are. You label nonstop, which is good for our survival as a species. Meaning, if you see an apple, you don't see, you don't say to yourself, here's this organic matter that has this, calories, this many vitamins. No, you see an apple and your mind labels food, right? So this helps you to see things for usability. For example, if you see a log in the forest, a computer might look at it and say it's a log, it's wood, etc. But you can say in your mind, you can be, oh, it's a bench, I can rest on it, right? So even though it doesn't look like a bench, technically speaking, in your mind, you say to yourself, you label it as a bench, and you can sit down on the log and relax, right? So water, you see lake, you can, if you thirst, you label it as water, drinking. If you want to swim, to you, it's already swimming medium, right? To see you label. But often it backfires in our modern life, because when we talk to someone, we start immediately labeling them and their ideas. So you no longer hear what they have to say. You just keep on labeling nonstop. And if you think about it, most arguments, when someone talks to you, you already labeled, everything they said, especially if you had prior experience talking to them, and especially if they wronged you. No matter what they say, you label, oh, this person did this to me, 2 years ago, 1 month ago, 1 week ago, and they might be saying something completely harmless at this point. But whatever they say, you'll be labeling as something evil, and right. So when you talk to someone, again, I repeat, it doesn't mean you have to agree with them. But just listen to what they have to say, and even if you want, you can say to them, so if I understand correctly, right, and you can summarize what they said and see what they say back, right? So also they'll feel like you're actually, I mean, they will not only feel, they'll see that you're listening to them because you're trying to understand them, right? This will help you to understand them truly. Well, what are they saying, right? So this is not, this is not a trick for political arguments, which is, very popular nowadays. This is more a trick for understanding your life and approach to your life, because truly listening to someone, and at the end of the day, it's not a trick. That's how we're supposed to be functioning. Fortunately, we don't. So with meditation, it's the same way. Listen to your body, listen to your mind. It will slowly guide you where you need to be. Don't push anything. You know, for example, when you diet and you want to drop 20 pounds, and you say, I'm not gonna eat this, I'm not gonna eat that, so you basically uh, act as a tyrant towards your body, and you beat it into submission, and you lose those 20 pounds, and your body revolts, and you go into a fridge and you eat everything you see, and you're back to your 20 pounds back. That does not work, right? So you have to listen to your body and negotiate with your body. And same thing with your mind. So, for example, if you don't feel like meditating and you need to meditate, let's say 20 minutes, right? And you don't feel like meditating, instead of saying, I will meditate no matter what, this is, willpower, blah, blah, blah. No, just say to yourself, okay, you know what? You're tired. You can meditate for 20 minutes. I get it. How about 5 minutes? How does that feel? How about we start a timer for 5 minutes? If it beeps at 5 minutes, we're still cool. Just stop the timer and continue sitting meditating. How about this? Okay? Or start two timers, 5 minute and 13 minute, or 15 minute, or 20 minute. So if the first timer beeps at 5 minutes, you're still meditating, just turn it off with your eyes closed and continue waiting for the next timer, right? So it's a little bit of trick. The point being is you have to negotiate, especially if you're in perfect environment where everything in life goes your way and you're super energetic and happy. Anyone can be at top performance in life when everything goes well. The trick is to perform when things do not go your way at all, right? So because when things go bad, this is when you meet yourself truly. This is when you start hearing what you have to say, the names you call yourself and everything else, right? So you have to figure out, in time of peace, you need to figure out how to deal with yourself when things do not go well. Okay, so let's do the following. We're gonna meditate for 13 minutes, and then we are going to continue with our writing assignment. So let's get ready. uh, Close your eyes. I'm gonna set up the meditation. So remember, you have a notepad next to you. If you need to drink water, please. Notepad, pen next to you, earplugs if you want. You're sitting spine straight. Don't forget, spine straight. You're sitting very comfortably, feet on the floor, planted on the floor, hands on your knees, lap, palms up, spine straight. Get comfortable. Okay, take a moment, get comfortable. No need to rush. Make sure nothing hurts, aches. You're sitting straight, right? Okay, so you're comfortable. Now start breathing through your nose slowly. Don't force it. How does the air feel? Take a moment. You have like a little cloud in your mind, dark cloud, and with every breath it's getting lighter and lighter. Just relax. You're not here to have a perfect meditation. You're here to go through the meditation and just do what needs to be done. If you lose your, if you realize at some point that you're not concentrating on breathing, you're thinking about something else. If it's too strong of an idea or a thought, write it down on a pad without opening your eyes. If it's not important, if it's just some, random idea, just peacefully, I stress peacefully, bring it back to breathing and concentrate. Okay? I'm going to start my timer for 13 minutes and I'll see you on the other side. All right, so let's slowly, keep your eyes closed, but let's slowly come back. You can still feel the air through your nose. Take a moment to come back, and we're going to continue with our lesson. Just a couple of more seconds. And let's continue. All right, for our writing assignment, we are going to write about fear of mediocrity. And this is a very important assignment, especially as it applies to our course, because your monkey mind will mess with you and will tell you, oh, you're not going to achieve nirvana today, tomorrow, maybe ever, so you don't need to meditate. What's the point, right? You're just going to be mediocre. It's not going to be anything cool. You're not going to be on the news as the next Chopra or whatever. And forget about it. Let's not do this. Okay. And in my personal practice, in my financial consulting practice, I see it very often when people come to me and they're thinking about this new startup, right? And or new company, right? Let's call it company. And they're asking me, is it going to be industry disruptor? Are we going to kill Facebook? Are we going to kill Amazon? And I tell them, I give them reasons why not. And they immediately feel deflated. Like, oh, so I'm not going to be on the news as the next genius, business guru, you name it. And I asked them, okay, so let's say, for example, right now you're working your average job and you start this company and you're making, let's be, extremely realistic. You're making 1 million a year, right, in revenue. Is this not exciting? So yes, you're not making 1 billion in revenue, but million or 2 millions a year. Is this not exciting? Yes, you're not going to be on the news as the next business guru, but you'll have your own company. You'll be in charge of your own life. Is this not exciting? But outside of this point, this is one of the best tricks monkey mind will play on you, because I can shoot down any of your ideas or attempts by saying, oh, you're not going to be perfect, oh, you're going to gym, but you're not going to be next bodybuilder champion, right? So forget about it. Oh, you're starting a business, well, you're not going to be next Jeff Bezos and Amazon, right? Oh, you want to go on a hiking trip? Well, it's not going to be as exciting as this movie I saw about this guy that crossed all the mountains in the world and traveled by sailboat around the world. Your hike is like sucks, right? So it's not. This is like never-ending game. Anything can be should I mean, when you compare yourself to business giants like, for example, like Jeff Bezos of Amazon or Elon Musk of Tesla and their Solar City server, anything we do in comparison to them is pretty much nothing. But don't compare yourself, and please note what I'm just about to say. Do not compare yourself to someone the way they are today. Compare yourself to how you were yesterday. If you're today better by 1% than you were yesterday, success. 1%, right? Doesn't sound a lot. So, for example, imagine, and this is Japanese, principle of Kaizen, but imagine, for example, you have a business and you're making 100,000 revenue, meaning, your sales or whatever, right? And you improved 1% per day. Now, 1% per day, how many days in a year? How many percent is that? So, for example, if I told you by improving something 1% per year, per day, you can improve over 300% per year. This is huge. This is huge beyond all imagination. So the point being, in the way, Japanese principle of Kaizen and organization improvement, don't worry about improving, 100% per day. Worry about making small improvements, but making consistency is the key. And that's why, if you notice in the course, I'm not telling you one day we're going to meditate 10 minutes, or next day it's 100 minutes, then hours, then days, then weeks, or we're going to meditate a year long. No, that's not going to fly. Do you notice how I incrementally add 1 minute to meditation? Why? Because I slowly can keep on improving the amount of time you can meditate. And if you add 1 minute per day, it's like 30 minutes per month, let's say, right? So you can increase your meditation from 1 minute to 30 minutes. When I teach people, sports and martial arts, I tell them, they ask me how to start. And I tell them, like, do one push up per day. And they laugh at me. They tell me it's silly, right? Tell them, no, no. Today you do one push up. Tomorrow you do two push ups. The day after you do three push ups. Or whatever, right? Whatever the ladder, the increments, right? And people realize like 3 or 4 months later, they do 20, 30 push ups per day easily without even them noticing, right? So don't worry about making huge waves, right, in life. Worry about small increments and it constantly improving. And that's basically your tool against fear of mediocrity, right? So well, I can talk more about this concepts, in my other courses on organization and improvements. But right now, here's what we need to do for today. Here's for today's assignment, we're going to write about the fear of mediocrity. You will need to do the following. Please pay attention. Write about 3 past experiences in which you were held back by a fear of mediocrity. The only rule here requires that in these situations or events, your course of action was based on a fear of nothing doing something well enough. Okay? Do not look back, as you remember, right? Do not look back for recent experiences. Try to go more towards childhood, right? It has to be emotion that it has to be memory that brings up strong emotions. Okay, so if it's just a memory that you're like okay with, no, it has to be when you remember it, it well, for lack of a better word, bothers you, right? So if you feel strongly about it, try to bring up the memory of how you felt. That's very important. Again, reminder, please be honest with yourself. Make sure, I tell people, lock your door, your room, whatever, right? Go somewhere where there's, I don't know, somewhere deserted place where there's no one else. Right. Be honest with yourself. Write it out any way you want for 15 minutes timer, right? Do not write more than 15 minutes and be honest with yourself. You don't, forgive me for saying this, but don't lie to yourself. And the best person you can lie to is you because you know yourself so well. Most of the times we're dishonest not with the other people, we're dishonest with ourselves. Please note what I just said. Most of our troubles in life and horrible situations we put ourselves in is because we are dishonest with ourselves. I've seen many honest people, so to speak, but they were completely dishonest to themselves. They were cheating themselves out of life. And part of this course is to help you to become honest with yourself. That's what meditation teaches you. Be honest with yourself. Listen to your mind. Okay? So please set timer for 15 minutes. Start writing. I will see you in the next lesson and be well. Thank you.